Welcome to our channel. This is Smart Retirement Guide. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss all updates. Thank you. Most people believe that if they save money in an IRA or a 401k, they are doing everything right for retirement. They believe that once they reach retirement age, the hard part is over. They think the money will simply be there, waiting for them, ready to be used without stress. But according to well-known financial expert David Bach, that belief is exactly where most people go wrong. David Bach has spent decades studying how real people retire, how they spend their money, and why so many retirees feel stressed even after saving for many years. And one of the most shocking things he reveals is that a huge number of retirees are making the same dangerous mistake with their IRA and 401k accounts. In fact, he explains that around 83% of retirees fall into this trap without even realizing it. This mistake does not happen when people are young. It does not happen when they are saving money every month. It happens right at the moment they need the money the most. It happens when retirement begins. The biggest mistake is not about saving too little. It is not about choosing the wrong investment. It is not about starting too late. The biggest mistake is about how retirees take money out of their IRA and 401k. Most retirees think retirement is just about income. They believe they should take money out when they need it and try not to run out. But David Bach explains that this way of thinking is incomplete and dangerous because retirement is not just about income. It is about timing, taxes, order, and long-term control. Many retirees treat their retirement accounts like a simple bank account. They withdraw money whenever they need it, without a plan, without understanding how withdrawals affect taxes, future income, and even government rules. They assume that if the money is there, it is safe to use. But this assumption quietly destroys wealth over time. One of the first problems David Bach points out is that most retirees do not understand how taxes really work in retirement. They believe taxes will be lower once they stop working. While that can be true for some people, it is not true for everyone. In fact, many retirees end up paying more taxes than they expected. When money comes out of a traditional IRA or 401k, it is treated as regular income. It does not matter how long the money was invested. It does not matter how careful the saver was. The moment that money is withdrawn, it becomes taxable income. What most retirees do not realize is that every withdrawal stacks on top of their other income. This includes pensions, rental income, part-time work, and even some government benefits. When all these incomes come together, retirees can be pushed into higher tax brackets without warning. David Bach explains that this is where the real damage begins. Retirees believe they are withdrawing small amounts, but those small amounts slowly trigger higher taxes year after year. Over time, this can cost tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Another part of the mistake is withdrawing too early or too fast. Many retirees are afraid of market crashes. They remember past downturns and do not want to see their account balance drop, so they rush to take money out as soon as retirement starts. This emotional decision often feels safe, but it is the opposite. When money is taken out early, it no longer has time to grow. Even small growth over many years makes a huge difference. By withdrawing too quickly, retirees lock in losses and reduce future income. David Bach often explains that retirement is not the end of investing. It is simply a new phase of it. But most retirees stop thinking like investors the moment they retire. They shift from growth mode to fear mode. Fear causes people to make short-term decisions that damage long-term security. They move money into low-growth options too soon. They stop letting their money work for them. Over time, inflation quietly eats away their purchasing power. Another major part of the mistake is not understanding required minimum withdrawals. Many retirees are shocked when they learn that the government eventually forces them to take money out of their IRA and 401k. These required withdrawals are not optional, and they are fully taxable. David Bach explains that many retirees wait too long to plan for this. They ignore the future rules until the rules arrive. Then they are forced to withdraw large amounts in a short time, creating a sudden tax problem. Instead of controlling their withdrawals, the government controls them. Instead of choosing the best tax years, retirees are stuck with whatever the rule demands. This often pushes them into higher tax brackets at the worst possible time. Another problem is that retirees often pull money from the wrong account first. They assume all retirement money is the same, but different accounts have very different tax rules. By withdrawing from the wrong account at the wrong time, retirees accidentally increase their lifetime tax bill. They pay more than necessary simply because they did not understand the order of withdrawals. David Bach explains that this mistake is extremely common because no one teaches people how to withdraw money. People are taught how to save, they are taught how to invest, but they are almost never taught how to take money out wisely. This lack of education leads retirees to copy what others are doing. They follow friends, family members, or online advice without understanding if it fits their situation. What works for one retiree may be harmful for another. Another hidden issue is how withdrawals affect future benefits. Many retirees do not realize that pulling too much money in one year can reduce other income sources later. This creates a chain reaction that lasts for years. David Bach often warns that retirement mistakes rarely hurt immediately. They hurt slowly. That is why they are so dangerous. People don't feel the pain right away, so they assume everything is fine. But 10 or 15 years later, they suddenly realize their money is not lasting as long as they expected. At that point, it is much harder to fix the problem. One of the most surprising things David Bach shares is that even wealthy retirees make this mistake. Having more money does not protect you from poor withdrawal decisions. In fact, larger accounts can create even bigger tax problems if handled incorrectly. Many retirees also believe they should delay thinking about withdrawals until retirement arrives. David Bach strongly disagrees with this idea. He explains that withdrawal planning should begin years before retirement, not after. Waiting too long removes flexibility. Early planning allows retirees to spread income over time, manage taxes, and protect their savings. Late planning forces rushed decisions under pressure. Another mistake is assuming retirement will be predictable. Life is not predictable. Health changes, markets change, family needs change. Without a flexible withdrawal strategy, retirees are unprepared for surprises. David Bach emphasizes that retirement success is not about guessing the future perfectly. It is about building a system that can adapt without panic. Many retirees also underestimate how long retirement will last. People are living longer than ever. A retirement that lasts 20 or 30 years requires careful planning. Small mistakes made early can become massive problems later. The biggest danger of this 83% mistake is that it gives retirees a false sense of security. They believe they are being careful. They believe they are doing the right thing. But quietly, their plan is leaking money through taxes, poor timing, and lost growth. David Bach often says that the goal is not just to have money in retirement. The goal is to keep control of it. Control means choosing when to withdraw, how much to withdraw, and from which account. When retirees lose their control, their money controls them. They begin to worry more. They limit their lifestyle out of fear. They avoid spending even when they can afford it because they are unsure how long their money will last. This emotional stress is one of the saddest parts of the mistake. Retirement is supposed to be a time of freedom, but for many people, it becomes a time of constant worry. The good news is that this mistake is not permanent. It can be fixed. Awareness is the first step. Understanding how withdrawals works changes everything. David Bach explains that retirees who take time to learn this avoid the big traps. They protect their income. They reduce unnecessary taxes. They sleep better at night. Most importantly, they stop being part of the 83%.
They move into the small group of retirees who truly understand their money and make it last. And that difference can mean enjoying retirement with confidence instead of fear.